Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Today we start a new series entitled Bodhi Dhamma. The requirements, essential requirements or the requisites of enlightenment. Enlightenment is a process of building. Just as an example, for instance, if you want to build a great temple in a high elevated place so that people can see, if they can't actually go there, they don't have the time and all that, but by seeing they will pay reverence and their hearts will be, will be filled with joy and so on. So to build a spiritual temple within, that is exactly what enlightenment means. Temple is a place of purity, place of sanctity, place of reverence and holiness. Now enlightenment brings all these elements and makes lives truly meaningful and fulfilled. So to continue with the analogy of building a great temple, you see, the building work requires, the construction work requires many essential things. First of all, you must have the building materials, and even before that you must have the land, the required land. Then you must have the money, the resource for building. Then you must have manpower, labor and so on. You must have intellectual resources, engineers, technocrats, all these technical details. All kinds of things you need before you can build a great temple. And a temple which will bring, which will be a piece of pride for a whole country. Say, Buddhagaya temple is a world heritage. And throughout the world, from every part of the world, thousands of people, they come every day to pay homage to the memory of the supremely enlightened Buddha and seek not only the blessings of the Buddha, but to become an enlightened person themselves. Now, so if you want to build such a wonderful thing that draws, that helps millions, countless people, apart from helping oneself, attain to the very heights of spiritual perfection, namely enlightenment, Bodhi. I would like you to keep this in mind, Bodhi Dhamma. 3 words. Bodhi means enlightenment. That means emancipation from the bondages of worldly existence, from the cycles of karma and punarjanma, recurring existence, the cycles of being born, then being born, die, then after death again being reborn, and this go on and on, life after life. Endlessly one is born from place to place as different beings and undergo all kinds of difficulties and sufferings and tribulations of all kinds. So enlightenment brings about that state of awakenment of the mind. Now this is a meaningful word in English language. You become awake. You have been sleeping, you are in a different world of unreality, all kinds of dreams which are nothing but, fantasies. They have no reality at all. Now from that dream world you now emerge awake into the world of light, where you see everything clearly as things really are, not as they appear to be. In the dream world, things appear something, but they are different. They themselves are something else. You say, I am a man, I am a woman. My name is Muniappa, or my name is Muniamma. These identification marks are very important. To live in a society, gregarious society, where hundreds and thousands of people are concerned, you have to be identified. So you put on this name Muniappa, Muniamma. And not only that, you further put yourself into a certain category called man or woman, as different from animal or spirit or devas and so on. Now these differentiations are necessary in the conventional world, because you have to live here and keep on acquiring karma and keep on being reborn again and again. So these are ingredients of samsaric existence. You can't avoid them. And not being able to avoid itself is the biggest predicament in which you are caught up. You are in the horns of dilemma. If you don't do, you are in trouble. If you do, you are in trouble. That is samsara. You can't get out of your responsibilities once you are a family man or a family woman. You have got to fulfill your obligations to the family, to the relatives, to the community, to the country. And in doing so, you keep on assuming things which are not true. These are assumptions that I am a man, I am a woman, I am an Indian, I am an American, and so on. I am Muniamma, I am Muniappa. All these are assumed. They don't actually exist. Apart from you, the lady, there is no such thing as Muniamma. If the lady is there, then this Muniappa, the word Muniamma comes in. If the man is there, then this word Muniappa comes in. Man or woman, Indian or American. All these things come because something else exists. Though these names on their own, they don't exist. They are there as an aropa, as an assumption. You assume these things. So in this world of assumption, one is roaming in a wilderness, in a dream world. So by enlightenment is meant when you come out of this dream world, this jungle of fantasy, into the open land of peace and security and light. That is enlightenment. Here you awake, you wake up into something very real, very true. And when you wake up, at that time you know that around you and inside you, all over, all that you see are just plain phenomena, tattva rashi, aggregates of both material and mental phenomena. That's what a man or a woman is. Panchakhanda, the five aggregates of material and immaterial realities. Your body is a whole Rashi. It doesn't mean just one piece, one body. No. Though it looks like that, but actually it's a whole heap of things, very different things indeed, are all assembled together to have a body. Some part of the body is karma born. You get them because of your past karma. Some you don't get because of your past karma, but chittaja, because of your thought. Now you think in a very positive way, think of metta, and your face brightens up and you smile. So your face acquires a different types of has a different cellular structure, different molecular and other structures, and you acquire new type of material phenomena there. Or if you are angry, you have an angry face, then you have got a different type, material, phenomena around you or in you. Or, for instance, part of your body is built of what you eat, aharam. Part of the body is because of the environment in which you live. If you have too much of rain, you get a lot of sneezing and your fever and all that. The bodies have acquired certain material stuff comes into the body that makes you sick. So there you are. So it's a rasi, that is what the body is. Similarly, the whole aggregate of feelings. Now when the eye is there, you are bound to see something. So when you see something, either you like it or you dislike it, you name it and all that sort of thing. So the internal world and the external world gets locked up. There is an interlocking of the outside world with the inside world. And with this interlocking, all kinds of interactions are going on. Due to these interactions, feelings arise in the form of something appears to be pleasant, something painful, something neutral, and you react on the basis of these feelings and sensations, and then you develop different types of consciousness, chitta. You develop either greed or hatred and all sorts of things, or generosity, charity. All these various mental states appear because of these interactions and feelings. So the feelings have a big aggregate, a big role in our lives. Similarly, that the process, perception, sanya, we name things. We say munyamma, munyappa and all that. These are all perceptual processes. And then there is the whole world of memory. You remember things 20 years ago, what happened. And now you react on the basis of all that. And keep on acquiring new type of karmas. And then get catapulted into the next life. So this is how, that's the other world of perception. Then there are the aggregates of mental formations of all kinds. Then the aggregate of consciousness, chitta, which is the subtlest one. So now this is what exactly you are. The five aggregates of phenomena, panchakhanda. But that reality you can't apply when you are in a worldly situation. In conventional terms, you will have to give some names to all these sort of things. And then by giving name and all that, you get caught. If you are a man and somebody says, "Ela ma, janagidiya, how are you, Amma? Are you angry? What do you mean by calling me Ma? Amma is called Appa." I say, "Hello, Mr. So-and-so, how are you?" You say, "What? You call me a Mr.? I am a Mrs." So this kind of quarrel and all this sort of setting, all self-created. Yet that is the world, my dear. Now, when you wake up to reality, your mind gets transformed. And you are a totally different person. You are in the world, yet out of it. The world does not touch you anymore. The world cannot affect, cannot influence you, your decisions, your thoughts, your various mental states, nothing. You have transcended. That is the state of enlightenment. And once you are in that state, Puttassa loka dhammehi chittang yassa nakampati asokang virajang khemang etang mangalamuttamang. This is the description of an enlightened person, an enlightened disciple of the Buddha, the Arhat. The role model for every one of us, the followers of the Buddha. Now the Arhat, Puttassa loka dhamme, chittang yassa na kampati, chittang na kampati. The mind no longer is affected or no longer trembles. Kampati means trembles. He whose heart trembles no more when in contact with the world, or when in the midst of the world, all that's going on in the world, the mind is no more affected. You have transcended all those. While you are in the world, you are out of it. Now, that is the state, the ideal state which is realizable, which is realistic, very much realistic, because it is realizable. So now this state is called Bodhi. Take the life of Bhagavan Buddha himself. As when Siddhartha Gautama became Buddha Gautama, under the wonderful Bodhi tree, the tree of wisdom in Bodh Gaya, in that great forest called Uruvela, 2,600 almost years ago. Seated under the tree, he poured out his heart. Poured out his feeling of joy, repeating the state and suffering. But now the mind has been cleaned up and transformed. You are no more subject to birth and death. You have gone beyond it. And that blissful outpouring of the Lord was the embodiment of highest state of wisdom and knowledge. A knowledge that can never be compared with anyone in any plane of existence. A knower, an all-knower, Sarvajna, all-knower who knows everything of the past, everything of the future, everything of the present. He became that. So he became endowed with the highest state of knowledge and wisdom. And therewith he was endowed with the highest state of holiness and purity. Perfection, where you can't add anything. That is the state of perfection. A beautiful lotus flower, fully bloomed and filled with fragrance. You can't add any more to that beauty, to that fragrance, to that brightening object that brightens up the mind. So enlightenment is something like that, where you can't add any more to make it perfect. The supreme, the summit state of perfection, having achieved all that, and therewith power, immeasurable power. The greatest of all powerful deities the Maha was defeated by the sheer virtue, the sheer nobility, the sheer holiness, and all that created the Buddha. Maha ran away. He considered defeat. And now, having done that, he freed and liberated countless beings from the clutches of Mara, from the clutches of bondage. He was the embodiment of evil, embodiment of, slavery in the world. So he did that. By sheer excellence of goodness, he conquered the most powerful evil force. So now the Buddha, having achieved all that, he exercised all that for 2 months. Then he went walking to Varanasi. And there he gave his first discourse, giving his experience of enlightenment. How? Step by step, following the middle path approach, avoiding all the extremes of life. He became the awakened one, the enlightened one, the supremely enlightened Buddha. And from that time, 45 years, he spent, not one day, without, rescuing beings and helping beings to be liberated. Every day he taught. He walked from place to place 8 months a year through jungles and wildernesses and towns and cities and villages, preaching the Dhamma, the path of enlightenment, which simply means building up the great temple of awakenment within yourself. He did that for 45 years. Even till the last moment when the Lord was lying under the twin sala tree. And the last moment when he said, now the time has come for the Tathagata to pass into Mahaparinirvana, the final demise of the body. So, even last moment people came to harass him, and he taught them. So now this mission of compassion for 45 years is a unique accomplishment that you don't find in the history of the world, in any individual, anywhere, in any religion. That's a fact. This is not just boasting about my religion and about my Supreme Lord, but this is fact. Not only that, Buddha created a new civilization, new culture. Thousands and millions of people who suffered in the name of caste system, immense indignity, human indignity of the very worst kind you can think of. Buddha did not use the legislative process to legislate a law prohibiting caste distinctions and differences between human beings, inequality and exploitation due to inequality among human beings, racism, casteism, tribalism, all kinds of ism. He demolished all of them by his supreme spiritual might of love, universal love, boundless compassion. It just disappeared from the face of India. Nobody even thought that I am a Brahmin or Kshatriya or Vaishya or Sudra or Chandala or anything. Just good human beings. Help each other, love each other. protect each other. That was his message. So a new culture in India received, a new civilization India gave to the world. Even today in the world, India became known because of the Buddha, not because of the various wars, not because of the distinctions and differences in the caste system, not because of the tremendous money some of these people have accumulated, the Rajas and Maharajas and all that. No. It is the message of love, message of compassion, of humanism, born of awakenment into reality. Buddha woke up into the ultimate reality called Bodhi. So today I am going to start from today. This is the starting of the series from today, a new series entitled Bodhi Pakhya Dhamma. Pakhya means paksha, the side, that which inclines towards Bodhi, that which leads towards Bodhi, that which forms the very ingredients, essential ingredients of Bodhi. Now that. So now the example I started with is that of a building, of a great temple building, venture. So it's a very striking example indeed. You have to collect first of all materials for the building, knowledge and resources for the building, human resources, the technical know-how, the money, all kinds of things you have to gather, accumulate, gather and bring them in one spot. Once you have done that, next you go about organizing that very site itself. That site has to be turned now, you see, into a blueprint, so to say. Which part will house which part of the temple, etc. And then the foundation laying, then the superstructure, then the completion of the structure, then the installation of the supremely enlightened master who brought a new civilization, new culture, a new outlook in life. You install his image to remind you that you too one day may become an enlightened one, if only you mind it and you are prepared to pay the price for it. Spiritual life requires price, like everything in the world. Everything has a price. There is nothing without a price. And you just can't become awakened without paying the price. The price is tapasya, hard, austere life of renunciation, of giving up greed, giving up hatred, giving up the delusion of all this. Once you are prepared to pay this price, awakenment is in your hand. The great temple will be erected inside you, within you. Now this is the analogy. Today I will leave it at this. We'll pick up the thread in the second series. In the series, the second discourse. With this I conclude. May the grace of Bhagavan Buddha, his teaching Dhamma and Sangha, surround your lives with wisdom and well-being, enabling you to enter into that wonderful realm of light and truth called enlightenment. May you all be happy and well.